feel things that aren't real. Whatever it takes to get what it wants.
The Offering.
The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hi, this is TVWan News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Senior Minister resigns from government, airline bomb threat classified as spam for now, and final squad selection process continues this week. Minister for Energy and MP for Sinasina Yongomul, Kerengakua, has resigned as a minister and member of the current Marape Rosso coalition government. Kua officially announced his resignation today after meeting with Prime Minister James Marape on Wednesday, going through his performance reports for the last 4 years as Minister for Petroleum and Energy. Prime Minister James Marape acknowledged Kua's resignation and thanked him for being one of the longest-serving petroleum ministers.
Senior politician Kerengakua's resignation has sent shockwaves as the social media is abuzz on the effect this would have on the looming vote of no confidence. Kua, in a press conference today, says he has witnessed the declining standards in leadership and governance over time and decided to move.
The declining standards of leadership, declining standards of management, declining standards of governance, the failure to make the right judgmental calls at the right times when the issues arise. All those failures concern me.
Mr. Kua also pointed out other reasons for his resignation and included the bulldozing tactic used to bulldoze the annual budgets through the past years. He further mentioned that financial resources were unevenly distributed that saw an unbalanced distribution of projects across the country.
Self-preservation, self-protection, self-advancement of their positions, perks, privileges, powers that they have is everything. Nothing else matters. Standards don't matter. Standards of governance don't matter. What the people want to see, what they expect, all of that is secondary. What the law says, Constitution, all the other laws, what they say doesn't matter.
Kua further highlighted that the recent ministerial reshuffle is an indication of political convenience taking precedence over competence and performance.
Every province has an abundance of qualified, trained manpower. Because we have a country that expects and thrives on equal treatment, you got to make sure that positions like this are resources available to the state must be evenly distributed. transparently, openly. Let's have something that tells us that these things are done openly. From where I see, I don't see any fairness. It's another area where we're failing our people, failing our government. Politics takes precedent.
Meantime, Prime Minister James Marape, in a statement, expressed gratitude to Kua for his dedicated service and contribution to the country over the past 5 years as Petroleum Minister. Freddie Mo, TVWan News.
The National Airports Corporation has assured the travelling public that they are working to ensure it is safe for travel following rumours of bomb threats on 3 aircrafts. NAC in a statement said the rumour stemmed from a spam email received this morning, copied to airlines companies including NAC. NAC for now is classifying the email as spam as it works with police and defence to assess the threats and take appropriate security measures.
The National Airports Corporation says investigations into the bomb threat on aircrafts has begun to establish the source of the email and verify the claims made in the email of bomb threats on 3 aircrafts. NAC further states that the spam email did not contain details of which airlines and what flights would be affected. It states the email was a general one sent to the airline companies with NAC copied in it. However, NAC says it has taken this seriously and has activated its Emergency Operations Center. EOC is comprised of various stakeholders who come together during an emergency to address it. NAC, in collaboration between special units in the Royal PNG Constabulary and PNG Defence Force, through this center acted swiftly when the threat was received and took appropriate security measures based on investigation and assessments. They confirmed that there are no disruptions to airline operations at this stage. However, assessments will determine further security measures to be taken. Meantime, NAC has advised that it will conduct stringent security and back checks, and additional security personnel have been stationed at key points of the airport. These measures will be in place indefinitely until threats have been cleared. Ruth Rungula, TVWan News.
A full bomb search will be conducted on all aircrafts later tonight when the last flight comes in. The police bomb search unit is expected to carry out this search with the assistance of police dogs. The cybercrime unit of the Royal PNG Constabulary is also working to establish the source of the email containing the bomb threat. NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika says police will get to the bottom of this to ensure the perpetrator is caught and dealt with. The leaders of Kutubu in the Nipa Kutubu district of Southern Highlands have given a 7-day ultimatum to the leaders of Poroma local level government to arrest the persons involved in damaging an ambulance belonging to the Pimaga Health Centre. The ambulance was recently bought by the Kutubu local level government to serve the people in the area. Continuous rain and sea swells have caused severe flooding in Kimbe, West New Britain province, leaving many residents without homes, safe drinking water and electricity. The village of Ubili has been hit the hardest, with homes destroyed and debris blocking the road. However, the youth in Noau village are working hard to clear the debris and make the road accessible with the help of the Hagi oil palm excavator. The Lake Hagi Hydro has also been flooded, leading to a shortage of electricity supply. Traffic between Kimbe and Biela has come to a halt due to the Hoskins-Koimumu road eroding. This is TVWan News. After the break, Medang Cervical Cancer Clinic effective and Sir Arno farewelled.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
fire, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
Open lens.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale-raised family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite for minds. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Amber, you like it? Superstition ain't the way. No.
Feel it? Feel it? The anticipation, the pulse of the game, it's coming. Something monumental. Get ready for the NRL season 2024. Get ready to witness history in the making.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people.
Teach me how to make this one.
Experience delicious food.
Bon appetit.
And discover the most incredible
Yummy.
flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Mano Fidel. Streaming now on Outdoor.
Welcome back. Minister for Health and HIV, Dr. Lino Tom, was impressed with Modilon General Hospital's cervical cancer early detection and treatment clinic and would like all other provincial health authorities to establish a similar setup. According to Dr. John Bolner, Senior Specialist Obstetrician and Gynecologist at the Modilon General Hospital, the clinic was a setup from a community initiative due to the high rate of cervical cancer in the province. The clinic is a testament to what can be achieved despite the many barriers.
Experiences found from dealing with women in the clinic, especially those with cervix cancer, most women hardly return after leaving specimens, as the process is lengthy, coupled with the cost and long travel distance. As a result, many die from the disease. With the Gene Expert machine, the hospital now has Medang Provincial Health Authority overwhelmingly reduces the turnaround time on results from the 3 months to just within an hour. Also, women get to self-examine and provide specimen, relieving them of the shame barrier that many rural women face. Women do not need to make an appointment, and the clinic is open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
How revolutionizing that this method is, because we don't have to send them away, send it to Australia or somewhere else, and then for them to come back after 3 months. And so it cuts back on a lot of logistical issues that we have. So it's a self-test, takes care of the shame barrier we have, and then also same-day treatment, same-day test, same-day results, and same-day treatment. And they go home and forget about cervical cancer.
The clinic setup, including the machines, is estimated at 400,000 kina. Dr. John Bolga, Senior Specialist Obstetrician and Gynecologist at the Modilon General Hospital, said they have had a tremendous reduction in cervical cancer statistics since the clinic opened.
And it's easy to actually roll it. It doesn't need a doctor or a specialist to be here. And it's just run by a HU and a nurse, that's all. It doesn't need any specialized person to be there.
The success rate of this method stands at 97%. Statistics gathered from patients, the Medeng PHA has seen a 15% positivity rate in the country, in that out of 100 women, 15 tested positive for cervix cancer, and if not treated, they will die. Minister Dr. Tommy is highly recommending all PHAs to set up similar clinics. The Gene Expert Clinic is being supported by the World Health Organization.
And this is the most convenient way of treating cervical cancer if you look at it. Women do self-testing, save them from the embarrassment of other people invading their privacy, number one, and then if they're found, they don't need to, the results are there within an hour. So it's very, very convenient, and I think this is something that we've been advocating, and I think we would like to advocate every other PHs in the country must establish their own one-stop HPV test and treatment facility center.
Cervical cancer is caused by the human papilloma virus, and although it affects both women and men, there is a strong link between HPV infection and cancer in women. Frida Kana, TVWan News.
The Department of Mineral Policy and Geohazards Management, Mineral Resource Authority and the Mining Ministry gathered yesterday to thank the outgoing Mining Minister Sir Anopala, who is moving on to lead the Planning Ministry according to the recent cabinet reshuffle. Sir Anopala led the Mining Ministry with the sole purpose of making decisions. Sir Ano is said to be a man of abiding to rules, following due process and systems without exception. He told those present that his job was to keep them away from the politics so they could do their jobs without hindrance. Newly appointed Mining Minister Muguwadilu hailed by Sir Ano as very young and very capable to lead the ministry that oversees a billion-kina industry.
The job was to keep the politics out from you, and you do the work, and I make the decisions. You know, sometimes when we confuse these two areas, politics and professional advice and professional operation, we get into trouble. So if we keep our roles clear, certainly this country will be able to achieve a lot more. When you rely on the system, it will be done, and it will get faster and faster and more efficient. So today, as you step in, most of the work has been done, but there is a lot more out in the horizon for you to achieve. And this government will be relying on your young shoulders, young, competent and brilliant ability to get us moving.
I look forward to maintaining that separation of administration and political distance between administration so that we can be able to function effectively and deliver on many of the government priorities expected of us as a minister and as government departments.
Mothers from the Bilia and Panitibun island of the North Ambenom LLG in Medang province who cook on open fires near the Medang Club Market will now enjoy cooking on the Clean Cook stove. New concrete-made stoves were issued to mothers under Project Sustainable Livelihoods and Sustainable Landscapes, which is funded by USAID through the Pacific American Fund. This project is facilitated by the Foundation for People and Community Development Incorporated, or FPCD.
The project commenced last year in July and will run until June 2025. The Clean Cook Stoves initiative is the first milestone out of 3 which are directly tied to the signed contract. According to the Executive Director of FPCD, Toward Serawe, the counter effects of using these stoves in reducing health and environmental problems is vital. It has improved cooking lifestyle of the people in the rural areas. Many villages cook on open fires which pose health risks such as asthma, coughing, runny eyes, and shortness of breath. This is the sustainable lifestyle aspect of the project. Another advantage of the clean cook stoves is that since they use less firewood, this reduces carbon dioxide emissions. It also contributes towards reducing deforestation as less trees will be cut down for firewood purposes. This is the sustainable landscape aspect of the project. Weighing 17 kilograms and made from cement, this stove is economically and environmentally friendly. The cylindrical stove contains heat and limits cooking time according to tests conducted by FPCD team. The term clean cook stove speaks for itself, as the design allows for pots being heated below from the fire as opposed to an open fire which completely burns pots, blackening them. In Medeng, the project targets 5 locations, 3 communities in the South Sea area of Middle Ramu district and the other 2 in the Transgogol area. The rollout of the first phase has been completed with the remaining stoves given to vending mothers in the town area. About 859 stoves have been issued in this phase. They will move into the second and third milestones, which will be to link the stoves given by teaching the mothers food processing and financial literacy skills. Frida Kana, TVWan News.
We apologize we are unable to bring you the finance report at this time as it was not provided to us. TVWan News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem, talk, young or old, a scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Senisi gola, scale rice, low scale price. Senisi gola, scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
Number One Super wants members Super to last as long as possible in retirement. With Number One Super's retirement savings account, you get regular payments while the balance remains invested and continues to grow, helping your super savings last longer. It's like still getting paid, even when you stopped working. Number One's retirement savings account. Contact us today to find out more.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now Choli Luki's son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus shred. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
For sportsmen and women, the internet can be a dangerous place, filled with crackpots, show-offs, pranksters, and troublemakers.
It's time to go viral, America. Is it going?
So we compiled the greatest clips from the great outdoors and called it Viral Outdoors.
Welcome back. To overseas, today is Australia Day, and it marks a momentous occasion for reflection, respect and celebration across the nation. From honouring the enduring legacy of First Nation Australians to embracing the cultural diversity of contemporary society, Australians unite to share stories and celebrate unity. Hashtag Reflect, Respect, Celebrate encapsulates the essence of the day, highlighting gratitude for contributions past and present that shaped the Australian identity. After a busy start to Australia Day, community events are continuing in Melbourne.
The Share the Spirit Festival. This is the state's Victoria's longest running and largest Indigenous music festival. It's been running for more than 2 decades and really showcases the very best of Indigenous arts, music and culture. The crowd is beginning to build. They're expecting thousands here today, but yeah, as I said, the crowd is beginning to build. They're expecting thousands to join from the rally which has been held in Melbourne today. The organisers of this festival are a group known as the the Songlines Indigenous Music Group, in partnership with the Arts Centre Melbourne, and really is showcasing Indigenous artists and musics, particularly here from Victoria. Organisers say that on a solemn day for First Nations Australians, this is a moment and a chance to provide a moment of togetherness for the community. Take a listen.
It's largely due to a lot of goodwill and hard work by a lot of people, really. The Songlines is something really, really special that we want to be able to partake in and demonstrate to other people through language and song and dance that involves everybody, and all of that spirit is coming from the land, and it's really immersive, really.
Basically, 2 main things that bring me here is one, like a true sense of the history of Australia, and the second sense is probably a big sense of empathy, yeah.
I think it's good just to recognise what this day means to some people. It's Australia Day is a celebration of our nation, but also people who have been here for a long time before the white settlers, so it's important to recognise that and our family to understand that.
And Mike, there's a big afternoon ahead.
Melissa, that's right. We're expecting more than 24 Indigenous musicians and artists and acts to hit the stage today. We're told there will be some special guests that are yet to announce a little later today and into the evening. But one act in particular, which is highly anticipated, is a community band from a remote community in the Red Centre in the Northern Territory called the Mulga Hard Rock Band. This band supported KISS, the legendary rock group KISS, during their Australian tour, and we're told they're absolutely one to watch. So there's lots to look forward to today, Melissa. The weather is good and the crowd is building.
This year, more than 80 councils across Australia have opted to change the date of their Australia Day citizenship and local awards ceremonies away from 26th of January.
We're here at the Urunga Lagoons, where tomorrow more than 100 people are set to make their way down here for a big community breakfast set up by the local Lions Club and the Bellingen Shire Council. It comes as council says they're trying to make their celebrations more inclusive this year. What they've done is they've moved the date of their citizenship ceremony and local award presentation away from the 26th of January, Australia Day. It's come after consultation with the Yarrunga Aboriginal Corporation, who've expressed that for many First Nations people in the community, the 26th of January is a day of mourning. One Bellingen Shire councillor also told us that it's about improving public attendance at these events, which has been falling since 2018. We spoke to locals around the Bellingen Shire and Urunga about the new dates, and it certainly got people talking.
I reckon it's probably more inclusive. Australia Day is probably a little bit of a problematic day.
I think that day, the award ceremony, needs to be on the Australian National Day when everybody agrees which day that is. January 26th is not a good one.
To me, it seems particularly like a token gesture if we're not going to make it a widespread change across Australia.
Now, meanwhile, in the neighbouring Nambucca Valley Shire, they've been doing things differently for quite some time. What they've done is they've moved the date of their citizenship ceremony and local award presentation to the 25th of January and also called it a new name, the National Day of Celebration. Gumbaynggirr elder Miklo Jarrett says it's a small but significant change and one he thinks councils across Australia should be considering.
It should be something like that, a National Day of Celebration, and where it incorporates everyone. But there's non-Indigenous people who would like to celebrate or have that special day with Indigenous people, and we should be all celebrating together, you know.
Now, councils today across the country will be having their citizenship ceremony and local award presentations. But these two councils here on the mid-north coast of New South Wales are among about 80 others that are doing things differently and looking at different ways to celebrate.
While many Australians around the country are celebrating today, for others, it symbolises a day of pain and dispossession. First Nations leaders have joined big crowds for Invasion Day rallies across the country.
Thousands of protesters have gathered in Brisbane to support the annual Invasion Day rally. The protest began at Queen's Park in the CBD, where speeches began with a minute of silence. As you can see behind me, people from young to old have turned out in droves in support of the annual Survival Day march. Speeches were calling for the date of Australia Day to change, arguing it is not a day of celebration for Indigenous peoples. As the peaceful protesters have marched through the streets, they have called for justice and land rights as they head towards Musgrave Park in West End. Organisers have said they have seen a massive growth in support for the movement, for the march, which started with just 5 to 50 people and has now become a march that sees thousands turn up every year. We've also seen some traditional Australia Day events like the annual cockroach races in Brisbane delayed until tomorrow. The protest organisers said that despite the outcome of the Voice referendum, which returned a resounding no, they are faithful and confident that change is inevitable and that inequality for Indigenous peoples and the disproportionate incarceration rates will be reversed. The organisers also drew similarities with the experiences of Indigenous peoples to those of Palestinian heritage in Gaza and have called today for an end to the war. The march was also a celebration of Indigenous culture with dancing, music and plenty of children performing for their peers and their family and supporters.
It's a huge crowd behind you there, Antonia. We'll go now to Adelaide. Reporter Sophie Holder joins us now from Victoria Square. Sophie, what's going on behind you?
We are here today at Victoria Square in Adelaide's CBD, where more than 1,000 people have joined today, attending a ceremony here, as well as a march that's taken to the streets of Adelaide, coming together for what they're referring to as a Survival Day rally. They started here with a smoking ceremony, and speakers like Clinton Bennell, a Noongar and Warragiri man have been leading the crowd. He says that today has been a very good outcome given the resounding no that was returned from the federal referendum for a voice to Parliament. He says it's a day that's brought together both Indigenous and allies as well, and he says that the discussions that are taking place today need to continue not just today but continuing on at other times as well. This morning, people also joined a morning of mourning in the CBD here to mark the date of the First Fleet arriving. A smoking was led by Ngarrindjeri and Kaurna elder Major Mugi Sumner, and he shared his hope for Australians to come together and listen and learn about the injustices of First Nations people.
Tuvalu conducted its national election today. Tuvaluans cast their votes to fill the 16-member parliament as soon as polls opened at 8 a.m. local time. Elections are held every 4 years on tiny island nation with a population of over 11,000 people. There are no political parties in Tuvalu, which means that all candidates run as independent candidates and voters will select 2 lawmakers in each of the 8 electorates. Incumbent Prime Minister Kausea Natano assumed office in 2019, having ousted Inel Sopoaga in a parliamentary vote. After votes are counted, government boats collect the new lawmakers and bring them to the capital, Funafuti, a journey that can take up to 27 hours. Coalitions are formed before a vote of lawmakers selects the Prime Minister. In Townsville, residents are inspecting the damage and cleaning up after Tropical Cyclone Kirrily.
Conditions have eased here in Townsville. We're still seeing some intermittent rainfall, but the sun's been out and it's time to assess the damage brought by severe tropical cyclone Kirrily, which passed over the region last night. It's believed it crossed just to the north of Townsville. I'm in Bluewater, one of Townsville's northern suburbs. As you can see, a tree's fallen down on this toilet block in the suburbs camping and caravanning site. Thankfully, though, we haven't heard of any major damage to residential properties. Throughout the city, there are power lines down, power outages that Ergon crews are still working through. But it's really a relief to see that the community of Bluewater, although there is this sort of damage, hasn't seen any major loss to residential property. Of course, they were one of the first communities to be struck by the 2019 Townsville floods just 5 years ago now. We spoke to Townsville City Councillor Margie Ryder, who represents this area, and she says she feels the community has been blessed. There hasn't been more damage.
This is a massive hit, but it's a one-off. So the rest of the place looks fine, except Forestry Road. They've got some power lines down. But, you know, the locals, as they do, you know, they already had the orange cone out at 6:30, you know, and they're out there in their no shirts like we with my glamour shirt, and just, you know, it is what it is. We're blessed, and so, you know, I think we are blessed. Like, if we're just talking little trees and big trees, but I think we did okay.
Emergency services are asking people to stay off the roads if they don't need to be on them today, to clear the way for emergency services and Ergon crews to restore power to the community. For now, we're still assessing the damage around Townsville, but it looks like it's only been minor property damage at this stage and no loss of life.
The United States of America and Iraq will begin formal talks in coming days that officials say could lead to the eventual withdrawal of American troops in Iraq, a major milestone in the years-long effort by the two countries to fight the Islamic State. The decision to move forward with the discussions known as the Higher Military Commission comes just days after Iranian-backed forces in Iraq launched a barrage of missiles on a U.S. base, injuring at least 4 service members and 1 Iraqi. Several defense officials speaking on condition of anonymity in order to discuss sensitive details said the latest attack on U.S. forces in Iraq didn't factor into the decision, and that negotiations probably would have started sooner had the Israeli-Hamas war not begun. Since last fall, some 60 attacks have been launched on U.S. forces in Iraq and more than 90 in Syria, as Iranian-backed militants blame the U.S. for its support of Israel. There are still about 2,500 American troops serving in Iraq and 900 in Syria to prevent a resurgence of the Islamic State. Back home, the leaders of Kutubu in the Nipa Kutubu district of Southern Highlands have given a 7-day ultimatum to the leaders of Poroma local level government to arrest the persons involved in damaging an ambulance belonging to the Pimaga Health Center. The ambulance was recently bought by the Kutubu local level government to serve the people in the area.
Leaders from the Kutubu in the Nipa Kutubu electorate took a bold stand today in calling the leaders of Poroma LLG to arrest the culprits who destroyed the only ambulance serving the people in that area. President of Kutubu LLG John P. Pikila strongly condemned the actions of the perpetrators and called for their arrest as soon as possible.
This ambulance mean buying blongen and no private car blow one blow man. Mean buying blong all people blow me long foina faso. All mama by eagle long housing. Papa Susa Piginini and all Bakare Mikola house week ego ikam long. Mendi to Pimaga. Even all Poroma. Sister blow you bless Asinano Islam ambulance. Barata blow you bless Asinano Islam ambulance. Poroma more population in Kutubu. Why Poroma you Bangarabi ambulance? Why? One and Birwaplo you Kutubu. Why you Bangarab ambulance? People belong for in a fashion all the leaders, Mibla Sindan here. Poroma leaders, you must fix him. This ambulance from me long, me giving you 7 days. Yes. 7 days notice. Yes. Fix him na come up or some new plows must come start of Pimanga. Suppose you know fix him instead of 7 days. Kutubu whole road but block.
Chairman of the Kutubu Special Purpose Authority, Moses Mevayo, and community leader Nelson Kigiri said similar views.
So one time I only stop him. So Mibla appeal or leaders of some he got little or Porma long. Give him awareness, Lord boys, Lord, Namelo road or Sanam, road block now, Pagaram Nibla over the time.
Poroma, you not get big and more, please.
Yes.
You me Pradaya.
Yeah.
You me no Nalbla. You me Pradaya. You me Linia. You go come, me go come. Mare tu, put Brandi Kutubu. Hekiso Mary, 5 lights of road. Toya warrior.
The ambulance belonging to the Pimanga Health Center was severely damaged on Thursday after returning from Mendi. President Kila warned of further actions if the perpetrators are not brought to police. Freddie Mo, TVWan News.
You're watching TVWan News. Later in sports, Hunters opposed Sessions and late Joshua Kowaru farewelled.
Over the last 16 years, we have connected Papua New Guinea like nobody else ever did before. We allowed people to stay connected, in touch with today's world. But our mission went far beyond telecommunication, beyond towns and urban centers, and into the heart of this diverse archipelago. We built schools where nobody else ever did before. Clinics where people were in need of help. And never shy of reaching the last mile. But most importantly, we brought hope that a better future is possible after all. And guess what? We've only just begun our journey to ignite your hearts and your passions. Digicel, creating a better Papua New Guinea for all.
Check out Breaking Weapons Freestyle, each week only on Fight Sports.
We're done. You silly boy.
And you have made your grandpa very proud in the process. Do you really want to ruin everything today?
Weddings make our lives complete. What is this drama? You broke the promise you made by getting married. What price do I have to pay to let my wife into this house?
Thanks for staying with us. With the QRL 2024 Host Plus Cup season opener looming, PNG Hunters coach Paul Aiton is putting more emphasis on the importance of team cohesion and communication on the field, especially in real game situation. Since Block 2 of the Hunters pre-season training program resumed 3 weeks ago, the final selection process continues this week using opposed sessions, which is crucial to see who makes the final cut.
6 weeks out from the 2024 season opener, the PNG Hunters are back on full stride, looking to polish up on their moves before they head into the next part of their pre-season program. Today's opposed sessions was mainly to test out the mindset and attitude of the boys in real game situation before next week's final internal trial ahead of the Central Queensland Caprose trial match in Australia on the 9th of February. Head coach Paul Aiton again stressed the importance of having those opposed sessions to see how the boys are connecting with each other on the field and communication, which is crucial. Also good news coming out of the Hunters camp today, with doctors clearing Mora to resume training with the Hunters. A final squad of 30 players will be announced next week before the team travels to Rockhampton, Queensland for the Caprose trial match. Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
PRK Mendy Moorooka Gun Centre 3-quarter and PNG Hunters prospect for the 2024 Host Plus Cup season, Clint Lama, is ready to put his body on line for his country if he makes the final cut in the Hunters' top 30-man squad for 2024 QRL Host Plus Cup season. Lama, a loyal Moorooks man with 3 seasons with the Southern Highlands franchise, is now relishing his opportunity to transit to the next level of his rugby league aspiration, and that is to play at the Queensland Cup level.
Since his inclusion into the initial Hunters pre-season program back in November-December last year, the young Mendy Moorooka Centre has taken the opportunity with both hands and remains optimistic of making the final cut, provided he stays injury-free before the final 30-man is announced after next week's trial. Lama has been a consistent player at the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup level, leading his team to 2 semi-finals, but to get a call-up to the Hunters camp is a fitting reward for all the sacrifice and hard work, adding it's a real honor and privilege.
I'm not just down here to work hard. Now hopefully we make it long final cut team.
Being a first-timer, he said the system is different, which is more intense and tough compared to Digicel Cup level. Lama said he's enjoying the new challenge and learning a lot of new things that can improve his personal game and help his development.
Mila make it through the first block. Now also samla mangi come inside me again the second block. I'm training time still second block I'm hard, but all in all, I'm planning to sunny, so I'm planning to down here now. Walk strong, la pressure.
Lama said he got his early aspiration from his big brother and former Lay Tigers veteran Bernard Lama before launching his own career with the Lay-based Mendy Moorooks in 2021.
Plenty of technical styles and plenty of new style one all techniques na tackle na all playing ball na all defense na attack na plenty straight me line lo antas a back lo Moorooks plenty too much, but currently I'm plenty straight line so me just privilege na honor la line.
Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
The West New Britain provincial government lauds Ramona Padio, PNG's soccer queen, for her impact in football. Noteworthy for her 2016 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup debut, she excelled in the 2018 OFC Women's Nations Cup and dominated Pacific Games in 2019 and 2023. Governor Sasendran Mutavel rewarded her with a 5,000 kina check in acknowledgement of her sporting achievements. Currently with Hekari United FC since 2023, Padio continues to shine as a pivotal force in PNG football.
Tol mangyari lewis kita no sangat nasa pagkinutan ni travel na sa kain na diktating ti balong ka na lo appreciation long ng buka and because something to any receiving kan something na sen kan ligit money as in pagdiktating ti lo gawan na.
A special farewell service for late Kumul 139 Joshua Kowaru was held today at Reverend Sioni Kami Memorial Church in Port Moresby. It was attended by former playmates both from the national and domestic scenes, friends and the rugby league family. Late Joshua passed away early this month after a short illness, aged 56.
Family, friends and colleagues of late Kumul 139 Joshua Koru bid him a final farewell today at his funeral service at the Reverend Sioni Kami Memorial Church in Port Moresby. Late Joshua Koru was described as one of the toughest wingers in the game and a great entertainer, tagged as the Prince of Wind. His good steps and the dark runs to score points mesmerized his opponents. Former PNG Kumul player and national coach John McGalby, in his tribute, categorized late Joshua as a unique rugby league talent with incredible strength, speed and skill that made him one of the most feared wingers in the game.
For the love of the game. We got injured for the love of the game. And we're very passionate about it. For Joshua, I'm really proud of him. And for those who have met all his other brothers and from his village, he came as a village boy. And from a village boy, he went up to the top. And when I was his coach, we went to Morocco. And we did his bench press. Joshua raised feisty body weight. He's the most strongest rugby player in the history of this country. This is the Joshua culture. So I'm the booster.
After he retired from rugby league, late Joshua continued his passion for the game, mentoring up-and-coming players at the Port Moresby Rugby League and was part of the coaching staff of the inaugural Gulf Isape franchise. Joshua was in charge of the ISO Junior Development Program at the time of his untimely passing. Gulf ISO Board Chairman Mai Ori, who had a strong bond with the Joshua's family, said the club will surely miss him and his great humor.
Of the three younger brothers, Gideon, Howard, and late Joshua, the Kowaru brothers, they reigned supreme at Lloyd Robson Hall in the 80s and the early 90s. The West team, they were the best. What an amazing achievement for these Kowaru brothers. Three younger brothers all became Kumuls and represented the country. To make such a history for the country at international level, we, the Gulf people, are proud.
Late Joshua started his rugby league in Kerama town before migrating to the big city to pursue his dream. He joined the Anugini Rugby League Club before reverting back to the West Club with his big brothers Gideon and Hauda Koru and cousin Tuksi Karu. Joshua's daughter Molly Koru, on behalf of her siblings, gave a moving tribute to honor her dad.
I felt his pain. I knew how hard it was for him. But he stayed strong for us, no matter how things became hard.
Late Joshua Koru makes the final journey home this weekend to his final resting place at Koilahu village in Kerama, Gulf Province. Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
And now to the weather forecast for the main centres. Southern regions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with windy conditions. Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible brief showers and drizzles. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Lae, cloudy periods with few showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Lorengo, Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy period with few showers. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabig, cloudy periods with few afternoon showers and drizzles. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with west to northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots, reaching 34 to 47 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerema to Yule Island, Hood Point to Samurai Islands. Seas 2.5 to 3.5 meters, rising to 4 meters along gale warning areas. And that wraps up another edition of TVWan News. Thanks for your company. Have a safe weekend. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.